Hey guys, how's it going? Filthy Casual here, doing another quick gameplay commentary. It's been a while since I did the last one. This time I'm playing Viktor mid, in ranked again. This is low to mid Plat Elo, I believe. Viktor's a champ that I've become really fond of really quickly. I'm trying to stray away from support and learn other roles, getting ready for Season 5, hoping to main mid. And I just find Viktor really fun. I think this is my third. I'll turn the league settings down. I think this is my third ranked game or so, something like that, with Viktor. And I'd probably played 4 or 5 normals with him before that. And yeah, I think he's just really fun. He's maybe not the strongest mid, but anyway. As for runes and masteries, I believe I was running hybrid pen. Yeah, I was running hybrid pen reds. You can run magic pen if you want for a little bit more burst, but a hybrid pen you only lose about 2.5 magic pen. You gain like 7 armor pen or something, which is really good on like champions with good auto attack range and animations, and Viktor has a really good one. Not to mention his Q forces you to auto attack anyway, so you're going to be doing a bit of physical damage. Here Karen is just being a bit annoying. I forgot she had a ward in there. Seals are armour, I believe. Glyphs are flat magic resist, and quints are move speed. I like to remove speed quints on any immobile mage, just because, especially someone like Viktor who's quite reliant on kiting to survive. Because otherwise, I just think it's a bit too risky to be so sort of immobile and be really slow at the same time. Anyway, just give my jungler a quick leash there, and just running up to mid. And I'm against Karina. I believe she actually picked after me, which is kind of a mistake on her part, because Viktor actually is a really good pick against Katarina. Before level 6 you can harass her a lot with ease, and if she tries to jump onto you then you can use your Q shields to mitigate a lot of damage and outtrade her. Not to mention, on top of that, after you hit level 6 you can cancel her ult with your ult. Albeit it does have a longer cooldown, but if you play it right you can still cancel it. And even if your ult's down, you can use your W AoE stun, because if she channels her ult for more than a second or so, she's going to get hit by the stun. So there's really not a lot Karina can do 1v1 against the Viktor, and it forces her to roam a lot, which you can counter by pushing hard, which is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to push not too hard, but just enough so that it puts some pressure on her. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing at the moment, just focusing on CSing and trying to push, try and maybe deny her of a few creeps if I can. The good thing about laning against a Katarina as well is if you force her to last hit from range, I'll just pause because something's about to happen. If you force her to last hit from range, she has to use her Q to last hit, which actually hits multiple minions. And so if you play it right, in certain matchups against Katarina, you can zone her whilst actually pulling the wave towards your tower. Now obviously this isn't always the best thing, because this can leave her open to roam, which is not what I want to happen in this case, because if we look at the other lanes, they're quite good pickings for Katarina. I should just mention the team comps actually quickly. My team, this is extremely weird, there's like AP everywhere in this game. My team is Viktor top, Lee Sin jungle, me, Viktor mid, and then Tristan and Morgana bot lane. It's a pretty nicely well-rounded comp, I'd say. A little bit AP heavy, but then Tristan is in there for the AD. And then their team is literally 5 AP champions. Karthus top, Amimi jungle, Katarina mid obviously, Corki and Annie bot lane. So in champion select I was telling everyone to make sure to build like a shit ton of AP, of magic resist basically. And I actually built a fair bit of magic resist game as well, and it really helped. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I don't want Katarina to roam or have the opportunity to roam too much, because Viktor, if he misses his stun or if his stun's down, is a good gank opportunity for Katarina, especially if Karthus hits his wall. Bot lane, not so much, but still, I mean, if Annie is level 6 or lands a stun, because Morgana can only shield one person, she can't shield both of them, then it's still a possible opportunity for Katarina to burst someone down. So I want to make sure that I don't give her free opportunities to roam, which is why I want to at least keep the tower, at least keep the wave in the middle, if not pushed up here. Anyway, just keep rolling. Lee Sin comes for a gank. I don't think anything happens here. He just shows his face. That E that he did push the lane a little bit too far, I think, but it's not too big of a deal. You're going to see me miss a lot of creeps in this game, but keep in mind, so this is like my third or so game in ranked as Viktor, like I said. Excuse me. There's not really much else to say. I don't think much else is going to happen. I'll speak it up a little bit. At the moment, all I'm kind of thinking about in lane is I'm watching my junglers' map movements, because I noticed Lee Sin was being quite aggressive. Especially here, he's running into the enemy jungle and he caught a Mumu. So at this point, I'll immediately be using like the F key, or I'll be clicking on the minimap to have a look to see what's going on. And I'll see that Lee Sin has found a Mumu, and a Mumu is really low. So there's no need for me to run over here, because by the time I get there, Amumu will already be by his tower over here, and I'll just waste time. Not to mention that, I mean, it's not like Katarina can go and help anyway. Like, if she tries to run through this way, I can get easy harass on her and get her down to like a quarter health or lower before she even gets there. So yeah, there's no need for me to do anything right now. Just keep harassing Katarina and applying pressure. At the moment, you can see a fair amount of CS up. I should be more CS up in all honesty, but yeah, I've been missing some. I'm actually just using my Q to harass at the moment from range. I mean, Katarina's so far behind that it doesn't really matter if I use the Q for the shield or not anymore. If it was a really good Katarina and she was managing to dish out a bit of damage back onto me, then I'd be more reserved with my spells, and I'd save my Q and possibly even my E as well, for when she jumps on me, because a good Katarina will time her jump, her E jump, to dodge my E laser as well. So standard spell order, I'm maxing my E first. There are some matchups where you might want to max your Q first, I think. I mean, obviously don't take anything I say as gospel, because I'm not, you know, like I said, I haven't been playing Viktor for very long. But if you're getting beat up really badly in the lane, and you've got an enemy who's always jumping on your face a lot, like a LeBlanc maybe, for example, or someone like that, some sort of mobile assassin who's quite strong in the early game, I don't know why I flashed there. I get greedy. I think I misclick ignite or something, and I've got no mana, and yeah, let's just pretend that never happened. But yeah, most of the time you want to be maxing E first, because it just gives more damage per level. And also, your Q's damage on the auto attack goes up like per champion level naturally anyway, so you don't have to level it up. It still gets a little bit of damage. Katarina went back because she was too low, so I pushed the wave quickly. I think in hindsight this is a mistake to stay for this wave, because now Katarina's back and I've got no mana. And yeah, I mean, I've got the minion advantage, but when this pushes into the tower, as it's about to do now, I'm not really going to be able to do anything, and I'm going to go recall. So I'll recall here. Now I'm probably looking to rush Lichbane, I believe. I think I rush Sheen here, yeah. I quite like Sheen rush and Viktor. If you're doing really well in lane, especially against a melee champion like Katarina, it really like boosts your harass potential a lot. He comes in for a nice gank, but kind of misses the E, unfortunately. So nothing really happens there, but we chunk Katarina quite a lot. But she manages to get away with a jump. Lee Sin goes in here for the kick, because Katarina out mispositions, and just gets an easy kill on her, and I get the assist, which is all good. So now what I should be doing really is pushing this up even harder. I haven't even casted my E. Oh, there we go, I use it there. Your E is really good for clearing the caster minions, especially when you upgrade your E with the augment item, the Hexcore item. You usually want to be upgrading your E first, and you can clear the full caster minion line with 1E, so that's just something to keep in mind. Which actually has really really good wave clear when it gets to sort of the mid game, once you get a couple of items. So yeah, all good. I'm about 20 CS or so up. Katarina's only got a sorcerer shoes, that's what she's got now. Compared to my Sheen plus the tome and the boots. I saw Katarina missing, so I'm pinging SS to bot, because I think if there's any way she's going to roam, it might well be bot. Bot's usually the place that most Katarina players roam, just because of the reset potential. So you see right there, she pops up on the bot lane, and thanks to my ping, they're able to survive. Lee Sin gives me the blue buff here. Viktor's fairly blue buff for a line, unless you do something like Rush Athenes, which I suppose you could do if you wanted to, but it's not as aggressive. If you don't do that, then excuse me, Viktor's fairly blue buff for a line, unless you're like really conservative with your mana. If you want to harass a lot in lane and you want to play aggressive, then you need blue buff really. This is exactly what I'm talking about here. This is why Viktor counters Katarina. I'll just go back and quickly show you. This is why Viktor counters Katarina so far, because up until this point, all I've been doing is zoning and harassing the hell out of her. I'm like 20 or more CS above her, a level above her, and she's been forced to back like a couple of times, and even died to Lee Sin once. But then after that, it's not like because Katarina has quite a few bad matchups before level 6, similar to Akali, but then when she hits level 6, she can burst a lot of people down, especially these like immobile AP mages. Viktor's one of those that can just completely and utterly deny her, and it's not even hard to do. You just point and click, and her ult just stops. It's not like a skill shot like a Vigar or Vigar stun or something like that. So let me just see. I mean, I'm not really sure why she goes in on me like this, but I mean, she's a level down. She's about 150 or 100 HP down. She's down in items, definitely. Especially considering Viktor's Hex Core. A lot of people underestimate the free AP that Viktor gets from his Hex Core. Allows him to like rush Sheen without losing much AP. But yeah, I guess she's just getting a little bit desperate and feels like she needs to start like being aggressive in order to have a chance of winning the lane, which is fair enough, I suppose. But so yeah, she goes in on me with her ult here. I'll slow it down a little bit. She goes in. Actually, she hits her. This is a big mistake. She's used her Q and her W already. They're not going to come off cooldown quickly enough by the time her ult's finished anyway, so I mean this is clearly a desperation play by her. And if she jumps on me, she starts channeling her ulti. Immediately I walk a little bit backwards, I pop my W. I mean, I do it a little bit overkill, to be honest. I do W and R, but if they both land, it's like a huge amount of damage. Also, coincidentally, quite kind of luckily, to be honest, at the same time Lee Sin's coming down to gank from up here. Because he's been hanging around this area, sort of, and also this area for quite a while, sort of hanging around the mid lane, being quite aggressive into the movement, which is really nice. But yeah, I popped down the W, my W stun field immediately. The reason for this is because if Katarina's ult keeps her still in one position, and Viktor's W stuns them if they stay, 1.5 seconds. So if she stays, even for 1 second, by the time she tries to run out, that's going to be an extra 0.5 seconds. So she's going to get stunned. And then not to mention on top of that, I also cast my ult straight away, which actually cancels Katarina's ult, because Katarina's ult is a channel, and so Viktor's ult interrupts channels. So it will also interrupt Fiddlestick's ult, Fiddlestick's drain. What else? I'm not sure about Warwick's ult actually, but any sort of channel like that it'll interrupt, so it's really, really, really good for Katarina's ult. She does get out of the stun field just before the stun would have landed on her, because she just starts running out easily, but this means that she's now done no damage to me. She's used her ult and her flash. I've got her down to, I don't know, 300 and 400, less than 400 HP on my own. I haven't even, I think I missed my E as well, or I might have hit it, I don't know. My Ignite's still up, my Q's about to come up. And yeah, that's just like one of the main reasons why Viktor's such a strong counter to Katarina. Amumu comes into show to support Katarina a bit, but it's honestly much too late. To be perfectly honest, I could probably we could 2v2 this really easily. So Lee Sin just stays around to keep the pressure on, which is really nice. Katarina is just trying to pick up the pieces at the moment and get him as much CS as she can, but you see here, Katarina is trying to like run down to assist Amumu. I'll go back a little bit just to emphasize it. Lee Sin's sort of being aggressive over here. Amumu's like around here somewhere. Yeah, he's right here. Lee Sin is trying to like, you know, bully him out, which is the right thing to do. Katarina starts trying to run down here, and I immediately start running up here, like in this sort of area. Just to let her know that like I'm not going to give her permission, basically, because I had the lane under control completely. So if I shouldn't just be letting her like go where she wants. This is the thing, when you're playing like a solo lane, if you have control over the lane and you're like dominating it, the enemy laner shouldn't be able to go where they want. At least not without heavy like repercussions for them. So I just walk up and say, well, if you're gonna go that way, then I'll follow you and do like shitloads of damage to you and probably kill you, because I've still got Ignite. So I do that. I believe I flash for the kill here. She stays and tries to juke me. I don't even need to flash. Honestly, she's just being quite desperate at the moment. I mean, she should have run back to tower, in all honesty. I'm not sure I would have followed up for the kill if she ran back to tower, but anyway, we get pretty much 2 free kills there. Their bot lane roams up with our bot lane as well, but it's really too late. I mean, the fact that their mid and jungle just died gives us a free dragon, pretty much. None of us are particularly low. Lee Sin's just over half HP, but that's fine. Not to mention our bot lane is doing quite well as well. It's up on CS. So we take this dragon down with literally no resistance and quite quickly as well. I don't think it was rewarded even. At the moment, I'm just going to go back into lane and push this and then go recall, I believe. I think the next item I'll probably buy is my Hex Core upgrade, I think. I mean, I probably I don't know how much gold I have at this point. I can't remember how to check the gold. Oh, whatever, I can't remember. If I had enough gold to buy like a next like a Hex Core upgrade, or even like Sork shoes or something, I probably should have gone B there. But honestly, like I had full HP. I've got blue buff. Like there's nothing Katarina can do to me at this point. 1v1. Like just look at that. My Q auto attack with the E like chunks like 2/3 of her HP, just with the Sheen. And the sheer fact that I'm like 1 level up on her as well. And she's like items down. So yeah, I'm just pushing this wave up. I'm level 10 now to her level 8. And this is the thing you want to do if you can dominate a Katarina or some champion like that, like Katarina, Akali, even Ahri. These sort of roomy champions that are a little bit less focused on 1v1 and a little bit more focused on like assassinating people. If you can push them to their tower a lot and like dominate the fuck out of them and just like stop them from going where they want to go, you can like relieve so much pressure from like your entire team, especially your bot lane actually. So yeah, I go B and I buy the Hex Core upgrade. I actually went Merc Treads here. I had the exact right amount of gold for it, and there was nothing else that I really felt was right to buy at the time, because I wouldn't have had enough for the AP item, which also builds into Lichbane. I've forgotten what it's called, the one that has AP move speed. If you look at their team, they have like Amumu and Annie, which they're both like really strong hard CC AoE champions. I think the Merc Trade is going to be extremely useful here, not to mention they are literally 5 AP champions, with the exception of Corky having some AD, and actually having said that, he does have a slightly odd AD build this game, but that's the reason behind the Merc Trades. I mean, the Sork shoes would have been nice for just, you know, the extra, just the extra damage. Simple as that. But I feel like I'm ahead enough that I don't need that much extra. Whereas I think late game the tenacity will help me a lot in team fights. Because they're like AoE bursts, combos with Corki, Annie, Karma, not Karma, Katarina, Karthus and Amumu can be pretty fucking devastating. Even if they're behind like 10k gold, if they land the right combo they can just wreck people's faces. Here, I mean, honestly, I don't know if there's even anything I need to say about this. She jumped on me. I mean, she was 2 levels down. She shouldn't have done it. I capitalised on the mistake by doing the same thing I did before. I put my shield, my W down, sorry, immediately, followed by my ult. Remember to spam click your ult to make it follow your mouse cursor around, and then just unloaded all my damage on her, and she just died. I mean, there's really nothing else to say. We aced them, so yeah, we're doing quite well this game. My next time is definitely going to be Lichbane. Lichbane's like, once you get Lichbane and a little bit more AP, your Q harass just does like an absurd amount of damage. And actually Viktor's one of the few champions that I think Lichbane Rush is actually quite viable on a lot of the time, because like a lot of the time Lichbane Rush is kind of awkward because you don't have that much AP yet for it to sort of fully take effect, because its damage is only 50% of your total AP. So you might want to get like 1 AP item before you get Lichbane, but Viktor gets a lot of free AP, well, a decent amount of free AP from his Hex Core. At the moment I've got 126 AP, which is not that bad at all. And I'll only have more as I level up. If you're against, by the way, if you're against an AD laner, you can run AP per level boost, which synergizes extremely well with Viktor, because his Hex Core also gives AP per level, and he just like scales so well in general. This gives me my blue buff here, which allows me to stay in lane, otherwise it would have had to be, because of my moon. Yeah, just watch the power of my E. Oh, I miss it there. 1 E can clear all the caster backlines. Here I believe... No, this isn't the... Okay, never mind, yeah. I just put a bit of harass down a Katarina, but Amoeba walks down. This is a really nice way to use Viktor's AoE stun W. It's actually like one of the correct ways to use it in my opinion. It's not necessarily to actually land the stun, but it's more to zone people out of entering a certain area. Because Amoeba's trying to enter this area and get into me from behind to stop me from helping Lee Sin kill Katarina, even though Katarina's probably dead anyway. But he wants to get in from behind, regardless. And so the only way he can get there is through here, and my W covers this whole like area here. I could have put it maybe a bit up further here, but it doesn't really matter. So he can't walk through here without getting stunned. Like, it's physically impossible for him to do that unless he flashes. So it forces him to go back and spend all the time going back and up and around. By that time it's too late. So that's one of the things that Viktor in general actually is really good at, is zone control. He's a little bit different in that respect to quite a lot of other AP mages, which makes him fun for me, in my opinion. Lee Sin kills Katarina there. Nothing really to say about that. I sort of predict where he was going to be because of what I just said about forcing him to go up this way. I time roughly when he's going to be in this brush, and I just fire a laser to do some free damage to him. If you ever get a chance as a mid laner to do free damage to the jungler, just do it all the time, every time. Because if you can get them low enough so that they have to go B and they can't jungle anymore, then you've just relieved like pressure off the entire map for the next like 30 to 60 seconds. So especially for playing ranged champions like Viktor, any ranged mage really, just do free damage to the jungle whenever you can. Don't put yourself in too much danger obviously, but in this situation where I'm so far ahead of both me and Lee Sin are both so far ahead of both Katarina and Amumu, that it doesn't really matter. I flashed there because Armour goes for the Q. He had his ult up, and Annie plus Corki were both coming up. I feel like I maybe still could have survived, to be perfectly honest. My W was up, so was my ult. I'm like 3 or 4 levels above both of them, or all 3 of them rather. Not to mention the fact that Morgana wasn't too far away at the time. So I think, I don't know, I think I maybe panicked a little bit there and underestimated my own sort of level advantage. But I just push this wave and go B, because Katarina's about to respawn, or do I? But yeah, you can see, I mean, I'm not even aiming these perfectly, but they're wave clearing really quickly. I'll walk over to the jungle just to sort of provide a bit of assistance, because my team's going quite aggressive in the jungle. I think I go B here, don't I? Yeah, I go B here. I buy my Lich Bane, there it is. And actually a pink ward. Now there's not really anyone on the team that I can use pink ward on, like an Akali per se, but if you've got excess gold and you want to snowball, pink wards are actually really quite effective. Because they last forever, and if you've got control over a lane, then you can put one down and you can almost guarantee that it's not going to get destroyed anytime soon, because the enemy laner can't get anywhere near it. And it also allows you to deny vision of them as well, which makes it even, like, puts even more pressure on them from your jungler, because, you know, if they don't have vision of it, then they might be getting ganked. They never know when where your jungler is. So it just snowballs even harder. Honestly, like, pink wards are so underrated for snowballing, and you should use them whenever you can if you're really far ahead in the lane. And when he comes up here, I just put my W stun down and just like stand on top of it, so that maybe like physically can't do anything to hit me. Like if he landed his bandage toss, he would have been caught inside the stun and got stunned by before the time he would have been able to land his ult, I think. So yeah, that was the reason for that. And then I just ran away before the W expired and got away freely from Corky. I mean, again, I'm 2 or 3 levels up, so it's not too big of a deal anyway. I mean, just look at that free harass. Like, I probably could have auto attacked there as well. I think I stopped. Like, I shouldn't have carried on running for an extra half a second. But like, Viktor's harass is just ridiculous. Once he gets ahead, if he gets an early Lich Bane, it's just insane. My E and my Q are both. This is like a big power spike for Viktor as well. It's level 13. Your E and your Q both leveled up. That W from me was really mediocre. This is the thing with Viktor's W, the AoE stun field. You shouldn't just be using it willy-nilly to try and like, like, oh, I see someone over there, I want to stun him. It's not like that, because it's too easy to walk out of. What you need to do is use it in situations where either the enemy like physically can't move out of it, like they're already CC'd, or like Katarina was channeling her up, for example, or you use it in a way that forces the enemy into a different, like, forces the enemy to be zoned out of a certain area. You don't just want to use it to try and like ult someone, because it takes too long to stack up before the stun actually hits. We're sort of grouping up here. Bot lane runs up. I mean, they've got a Corky, so technically we shouldn't be able to siege against them, but because of how ahead I am, Viktor can assist in sieges really, really well. Like, absurdly well. I think he's like one of the best, like, I guess like AP mages for sieging, especially like after this like level 13 or so power spike I mentioned with Lich Bane. His like ranged harass plus air denial with his W, and then obviously the auto attacks of his Lich Bane on the towers is insane. I noticed that they're all fighting here, but they're all quite low because they just finished fighting Lee Sin and they actually killed him. But because like Amumu is actually really squishy, he's not even building. None of them have any MR at this point. This is something to always remember, to like keep track on enemies' items. That none of them have any MR. Katarina's building Zhonya's, for crying out loud. Like, she's not. I'm gonna do full damage to her and the rest of them. So I mean, to be honest, that plus my level advantage and my HP advantage, there's no reason at all why I shouldn't just walk up to these guys and just kill them. I do like sort of underestimate Katarina's distance from me though. I think she's further behind, like up here, but she actually runs down. So that's a good job by her, and a misplay by me, definitely. But these things happen. speed up while I'm dead. Here I bought excuse me. Here I bought Negatron Cloak for the same reason I stated earlier. They're all AP. It's just going to help me tank even more damage, and with my Q I'm going to be like a lot harder to kill. Sometimes when you're ahead, in some situations, or if you buy it at the right time, a defensive item can actually help you snowball harder. Because if you can deal, if you're already doing quite a lot of damage to them, and you don't think you need a lot of more damage at that very moment, then getting more defensive stats can actually make it more easy for you to do that damage, because it means that if they try and return the damage, they don't do as much back. So the HP gap becomes even greater. It's not just about how much damage you do, it's about that overall HP gap as well. But it's not in every situation. The only reason I do this here is because, again, I'm already level 13, so my E and Q are maxed. I got my Lichbane and my second tier Hex Core, so I've already got quite a decent amount of damage. If it was before this, a Negatron Cloak would have been too early, I think, which is why I bought Merc Treads instead of Negatron Cloak earlier. This is the perfect opportunity for me to land a really nice W shield, because they've all committed onto Morgana completely. And which is fair enough, because Morgana doesn't have Zhonya's yet, and her E shield just got popped, and she casts an ult on all three of them, so they're all slowed. If you think about it, where are any of them going to run? Amumu is probably going to run up to tower, so is Annie. Katarina's casting her ult, so worst case scenario, Katarina's going to run down this way, and these two are going to run up this way. But either way, I should cast my W shield somewhere around this area, maybe even on top of the Katarina as well. But having said that, I don't have my ult up at this point, do I? No. But yeah, I can use my W and basically just force them to run in different directions. Because if I cast my W here, where the sort of crossing is between these two paths, Katarina can't physically run through it, and probably neither can Amumu actually, without getting hit by the stun. So these two will be forced to run either this way or this way, in which case it's a pretty easy pickings for me to chase. And Annie will be forced to run this way, in which case maybe my Tristana can follow up, or even the Lee Sin can come down from here. So I cast my W. Honestly, this is a really late W from me, and it was in the wrong position. I should have cast it as soon as the fight started breaking out in this position here, where I said earlier. But hindsight is 20/20, and obviously I'm still learning this champion, so... Nevertheless, Amumu still gets hit by it, and we're able to finish him off with a nice kick from Lee. I don't think I needed to flash there, but whatever. And then I finish off Amumu as well, and I think Katarina gets away. Yeah, Carthus zoned us quite nicely with a wall here. Carthus actually does a surprising amount of damage in this game. Well, that's because he's Carthus. See, we just killed off two of their guys. I believe Dragon's spawning soon, is it? I'm not sure. No, maybe not. I'm trying to just bully Carthus around a little bit. I mean, this is just kind of proof of how far ahead I am. I'm only one level up on Carthus actually. Carthus is sort of doing the best on their team, even though he's 1 and 6. But yeah, I just keep harassing him from range until Lee Sin lands a nice kick and just finishes him off. It's that simple, really. Katarina, I mean, honestly, at this point, I think she's tilting quite hard. She hasn't even finished her Zhonya's yet, and she's just going in for these random ults on 1v2 situations when she's that far behind. I just ult her, I just spam buttons on her and she dies. There's really nothing she could have done. She really shouldn't have been, trying to go on us like that. Nice little slow from the gold item from Morgana, the Frost Queen, to save my life there. I think Corgi probably would have killed me otherwise because I had no mana. I used my W shield in slightly the wrong place. I'll go back just to show you where I should have put it. Oh, that's a nice little bug, it's showing all the other W's. I should have put it probably not up there, because Corki, there's no reason Corki would run up there anyway. Because I'm here, Corki's going to try and run down this way, which is why Morgana's standing there, is to block skill shots from Corki, which is really nice by Morgana. But either way, Corky's going to run down this way, so I should have put my shield more like here, like directly in between me and him where he's going to run, or maybe a little bit down. Because basically what you want to do when you're like kiting with your W stun field, you want to put it in a way so that it forces the enemy to take the longest route around. And so if I put my stun field like here-ish, it forces him to either run up and around or down around, which isn't too far, but if I put it a bit down, then he has to choose a sort of slightly longer route. But I kind of messed that up, but thankfully Morgana lands the Q as well, plus the slow, which makes me safe. Excuse me. No mana here, I should just go B, which I believe I do. Put my pink ward down. Excuse me, wow. It's quite a nice spot for a pink ward, just as a general tip. Gives you vision of like anyone who tries to do cheeky little aggressive invades or whatever here, and it lasts forever. And a lot of people like to put wards in this brush as well, so it allows you to deny those. What do I buy next? I think the next item I'll work towards is the is it called Abyssal Scepter? I can't remember. The one that gives you the AP, the MR, and the Magic Pen. I upgrade my Hex Core here, I think, yeah. Isn't that what I just did? I think so, yeah. And I bought the Blasting Wand for the Abyssal Scepter. Abyssal Scepter is good for two reasons, actually, in this situation. One, obviously because of the MR, like I said already. But also the AoE MR reduction is going to be good for two reasons. Firstly, I don't actually have Sork Shoes this game, so I need some magic penetration, at least a bit. Also, Viktor's not like when like fights are going off in this situation, I'm going to be close to quite a few of them. Katarina's going to be on top of me or on top of someone near me most of the time. Amumi's going to be very near me. Karthus is most likely going to be very near me. Possibly even Annie. And Corky probably not, but the rest are quite likely to be near me. So I can apply the AoE reduction to them that way. I'll upgrade my Q with my third tier hex core. Honestly, I feel like the W augment is so poor and mediocre. I don't know why. I can't like imagine a situation in which you'd ever want to get W over E, or even Q. I mean, it's okay for, like, if you're really like interested in wombo comps, and all you want is to just pull off those crisp wombos with like a Malphite and Orianna or whatever the fuck you want to do. But even then, it's like you're sacrificing the 40% extra damage from your E, which is like a lot. Like, that doesn't sound like a lot, but it's actually huge. Like, think about it, if you had an item that cost, on every champion, that cost 1,000 gold, gave you free stats that also, they're not free technically, obviously, but they gave you damage stats like AP, scaled with your level as well, and then increase the damage of like your main AoE damage ability by 40%, you would fucking take it, right? That's how good that augment is. The Q augment is actually really not that bad at all. I quite like it. It's Katarina just dies here. Nothing more to say. She's tilting really hard this game. The Q augment is really good for catching up to people, chasing, and also kiting. It's a very versatile augment, and it's actually a viable first augment, I believe, in certain situations. If you're again, if you're getting beat up and you're a bit behind, it can really help you kite and survive against some, like LeBlanc again, those kind of champions. Katarina, a good Katarina, or maybe a good Akali, for example. But yeah, and then, I mean, obviously you're going to get the W augment when you get your upgrade anyway, but leave it till last. Here we just run up to top. I don't know why. We probably should have sieged mid, but I think we thought someone was here. But he got away in time. Karthus maybe? Push out minion waves. I mean, there's nothing. They can't, like. There's almost no situation in which any of them can sort of walk up to us and start damaging us, unless maybe like Morgana gets caught out and her shield gets popped instantly. Then they can kill her because she doesn't have Zhonya's yet. Um, Same thing for like maybe Tristana, but honestly, because we're managing to stay together most of the time, or at least like within a decent range of each other, there's like almost no way they can ever go aggressive on us. Annie's Timbers just died then. I don't know when she used it. She used it. Oh, she just died. So I think she decided to buy love. Get this tower pretty quickly. I interrupt Carthus' ult with my ult. I mean, he would have died anyway, but that's just a nice little thing. That's another one that you can interrupt. Is your ult to interrupt Carthus' ult. So if you're ever playing mid against Carthus, a good thing to do is to stay quite pushed up, so that if he tries to ult, you can easily ult onto him to stop it. But yeah, we kill him nice and quickly with Lee Sin. He's still very squishy at this point. No one on the team has Zhonya's, let alone any MR. Or really any HP in general. I mean, Amumi's building a little bit of HP now, but that's really it. Katarina gets actually quite a decent ult off. If she wasn't so far behind, that would have ended up at least a triple kill, if not a quadra kill. Excuse me, but because I've got so much damage at this point, just kill her before she can get any more resets. Mimi comes in, his ult's down, he's just used it. Easy follow-up kill because he's going full AP. Like, honestly, I don't know why Mimi went full AP this game. Like, as soon as he saw how dominating me and Lee Sin were, and actually to be honest, Veigar as well, he should have just started building tank immediately, because there's no way he's going to get a chance to do like a decent amount of damage to any of us. Lee Sin's Hex Drinker is like working fucking wonders there. It's like a god bless that item. It allows him to just completely wreck Colky's face and then I finish him off. The double kill. We kill the inhibit here for free. This game goes on for about 10 minutes actually, which is surprising. We probably should have closed it out sooner. But considering their team comp, they have a lot of like comeback potential, just with like sheer good AoE combo combos and Katarina resets. So Katarina gets 2 resets there. We got way too greedy and stayed for way too long there. We should have just run back as soon as the inhibitor died, but you know, whatever, shit happens. I finished my Abyssal Scepter. I think that's the only item I buy. Oh, I got the needlessly large one as well. There's no reason really for me to build that into a Zhonya's because they have Corky's their only AD, and he's I'm not really worried about him at all, because we have enough like CC and burst to shut him down anyway. So I'm going to build this into a Death Gap just for more like sheer damage. Viktor has a lot of good AP scaling as well, so I just head top to clear up the wave. Just check that rush for Carthus, but he's gone. Annie dies, killing wards. I flash over the wall because I'm a greedy cunt. I meet Corky, try and get my ult to follow him, but it doesn't work. Katarina gets caught by a really nice Morgana Q. Again, Morgana's shield saves her life, but she dies to the ignite, and the nice little Corky Q there. I tried to catch up with him, but he's gone by this time, so it doesn't matter. We do Baron for free, even though the support just died, just because of how like fucking ridiculously far out we are. They have no vision, as far as I know. Let me just check that. Yeah, they've got no vision on us, so we can do this for free. We don't even have like itemization to really do a Baron quickly. Like we don't have a Blade of the Ruin King or a Lion's Torment or anything like that. But we're far ahead enough to just take it for free and not have to worry about it really. I believe I wait a round because I need like 200 more gold or something maybe to finish off my death cap. Here I make like a really dumb mistake. I just get so greedy and like cocky at this point, and I just chase Katarina because I'm like, this whole time that I'm chasing her up until here, I'm like, if I can just land this Q, I'll get the speed boost and I'll kill her. But I chase it for far too long, and she makes me into a move and I die. It's very obviously nicely played by her. I didn't even have my ult up, so really bad play by me. I give them a free kill. Excuse me. Just fast forwards, they fight a little bit, quickly gets a couple kills, but honestly it's nothing to write home about. It's just most of their team is tilting, apart from like Corky and Carthus, and even Carthus is tilting a bit. So there goes my Death Cap finish. At this point, like, I've got like almost 600 AP. I haven't even finished my Hex Core yet, the final upgrade, which gives you, I think it's 168 AP at level 18 for 3,000 gold. Yeah, 3,000 gold, which if you think about it is pretty flippin' great. Combined with the Death Cap is like a huge amount of AP. Which is one of the good things about Viktor actually. You can build one or two like slightly more defensive items if you want to, and still have like as much AP as another like AP laner, because of Hex Core. Obviously, I didn't really need to do that this game, but you know, I've built like a decent amount of MR, so it's just enough really for me to not like, instantly die. The Merc Treads is the most important thing really, because if I get comboed by an Amumu and an Annie stun like chain, then it's going to be quite bad for me because I'm going to take like a shitload of damage really quickly, and I'm not going to be able to react. But with Merc Treads, that will help ease that a little bit. It does come into effect a little bit later, I think, actually as well. So. We're just like bullying them around. Like there's only two of us, and they're still too scared to go on us because of Morgana's shield and my I'm level 16 as well. So Vigar's up top, pushing top, which is fine. We're 3 mid now. I don't know what Lee Sin's doing, but whatever. We're just gonna take this inhibitor slowly with just Armour. I mean, there was no need for me to even really hit it, because they can't really get to Tristana because of the way me and Morgana are standing. I have like my W, obviously. That's a really nice wall by Karthus actually there that hits directly on top of me. I have to flash there because Lee Sin is too far away for me to peel. He's like going aggressive, which is fine. Vigar's pushing top tower, so I have to flash because if Amumu jumped on me while I was like here, I'll just go back real quick. This is what we're going to do. Here, just coming up. Yeah, it's coming up here. Like here, if because Annie's got a stun up obviously, as she always does. If Annie had maybe like managed to get in range for a ult stun on me, Amumu could have followed up with his Q, and I would have taken like a fucking bucket load of damage. Like even though they're far behind, they've caught up like a little bit on levels, and the fact that they're building damage items and not tank means that I can still get almost one shot, probably one shot actually, if they land all their shit together. I could probably get one shot, depending on if Morgana managed to get like a shield off or not. But even then, I'd probably die to like the ignite, to like the combination of ignite and burst. So I'm just doing this to just be extra careful, because I think I'm right to be at least a little bit scared of the damage at this point, even though we're literally 20k gold up. Because I'm playing an AP mid, I am naturally quite squishy. I've got enough MR to sustain a bit of damage, but not really too much. Corki actually kills Lee Sin here because Lee Sin goes too deep on his own, but whatever. I just like one-shot Karthus. Like. I don't really think I need to say anything else anymore. Karthus goes for the Desperation ult, anything he gets anyone. I one-shot Katarina. My ult just like obliterates Annie's face, and she stands in my W shield, so she takes like a long duration of my ult. Unfortunately I get shut down, no pentakill from me there, but whatever. It's all good. Corki actually plays really well in this fight, and we get like almost aced. If it wasn't for the hero, Vigar, God bless, takes an inhibitor on his own while all this madness is happening. They don't even notice. Not to mention they're so low HP that they can't challenge him. Like I think Vigar maybe even kills Corki here. No, he just like walks up to him and Corki can't do anything. And he just one-shots him in me. Like there's nothing they can do against him. He's so fed. He's like he's more fed than me really, considering his farm. Like my farm is really bad this game. But yeah. Let's just fast forward a little bit. I might avoid stuff here. On reflection, I'm not sure if this is necessarily the right choice, but I had like exactly the right amount of gold for it, and I don't think there was really another damage item that would have suited the situation better, really. I mean, Amumu's started to build like a little bit of MR, but he's the only one really. So, you know, I don't know. It's. I mean, it's just whatever. It's 70 AP, magic penetration. It's just gonna make me do loads more damage. I think it was like the only other option would have been Spy, needlessly large rod, which would have only given me 10 more AP, which I don't think would have been worth it. The magic penetration is good enough to cover that. The game ends in 2 or 3 minutes. I think they might even just surrender or something. Really not much going on. We're just pushing up, being aggressive as fuck. Corky's like fighting loose in, so I go down to try and finish him off, but he gets over his Valkyrie. I'll show you, this is quite a nice W stun field for I can't remember the actual fucking official name of that ability. Gravity field? Yeah, that's the one. Got it. So they all start coming down from here. Like, the instant I see this, I should be immediately thinking where to put my W. Because in teamfights, Viktor's W is his most important ability, like hands down. Like where you position it. And also the timing of your ult is like the second most important. Like, it's pretty obvious where I should put my W, right? Like, if you like, Corky has to run in through here. He's already used his Valkyrie, so it's not like he can, you know, like jump over here or something. There's no other way he can go around. These two are obviously coming from here. Now, having said that, Morgan has just shielded Lee Sin, so Amumu's going to get a free bandage toss here. So he's going to bypass my W shield anyway. But even if just for Annie and Corky, and also I think Karthus shows up from maybe up here, I think, up behind Dunny. If I put my shield here, like around this area where the 2 paths or the 3 or 4 paths meet, then I effectively just like stop Annie from really getting into us, and Corky can like poke a bit, but he can't like land his Q or his E or his auto attacks without being hit by my stun. So I land my W. Actually, here I think this is actually just as good as Vanilla, in all honesty. I don't know why I can't pause. I'm pressing P. Oh, because it's the end of the game. That's why. I think it was just as good as Vanilla, in all honesty. Like, it still blocked off their entry paths. Karthus wasn't even coming down anyway. So I mean, if I had been a bit sooner, then the W here would maybe better, but. It was still like effective and it did its job. I die here because the Fire Guard's just like masturbating mid lane and not really doing much, but whatever. He's fed, he's allowed to do what he wants. He just like takes the inhibitor. I think he finishes the game, or they forfeit, I'm not sure. If he had Lich Bane, then we would have won like ages ago. And he just like literally almost kills Amumu with one spell. That's like the power of like a fed Fire God. It's ridiculous, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they forfeit soon. I've got like the Philiton build at this point. I just buy fucking my elixirs and shit. Finished the perfect hex score. I've got 778 AP. Imagine if I had like that plus, like instead of the Abyssal Scepter, I had like Zhonya's instead, and then like Sork Shoes. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's such a retarded amount of AP. It's like not even fucking funny how much AP Victor can get for free, or like not for free but for cheap. So yeah, we just like erupted into their base and pretty much end the game. And like, there's nothing more to be said. This is the team for actually where I do think Merchants comes into it. I'll just rewind. They do actually land a decent amount of CC on me from Amumu. I think this is like the first time Amumu lands like a bandage toss on me in the whole game. He landed he doesn't even land a bandage toss on me, Jesus. But at the moment here, I get hit by the ult, and like Corky and Annie and Karthus have like free reign over me for these few seconds. I actually get hit by the stun from Annie as well. So this Merchants actually helps me a lot, because as soon as like whilst I'm in the stun, I'm like spamming my abilities, my R, on where they all are, so I can cast as soon as I get out. And if I didn't have the Merchants, I might actually have died in that situation. But thanks to the mattress, I didn't. I think it was. I didn't think it was a good choice. Unfortunately, Katarina BMs me and kills me before the game ends. But oh well, can't have a perfect game. Anyway, yeah. So that's it. I don't think there's anything really much more to be said about that game. Really, like Katarina, Amiga, and Carthage just tilted so hard that game. With their builds and their sort of lack of respect for our damage and like desperation ult attempts and stuff like that. It was just, I don't know, it's a little bit too easy, unfortunately. But I think it was still made for a good game. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.